Good day everyone, welcome to Wysol's Wisdom. My name is Nathan and today I'm going to be talking about consuming electromagnetic conductors. So the three main things we're going to be talking about today is copper, silver and gold. So the three main kind of electromagnetic conductors that are kind of used in like electrical components, stuff like that, that you can also consume obviously on a very small scale to help make you a superconductor of energy, essentially. Now, I'm not the only one that kind of talks about this. I'm pretty sure most of you have heard of like monoatomic gold and things like using copper bottles in like Hindu practices and stuff like that. But there's also a lot of kind of occultists talking about monoatomic gold. Well, one in particular, his name's Curtis Joseph, talks about monoatomic gold as it being lux corporalis, the true essence of what the philosopher's stone would be. So turning lead into gold, pretty much. So with monoatomic gold is what you're doing is you're turning dead sea salt into monoatomic particles of gold. So that is kind of what the philosopher's stone or the turning lead to gold myth would be. It would be converting dead sea salt into monoatomic gold. Okay? So consuming the electromagnetic superconductors, what can it do for you? Are there any negatives to it and benefits to it? And yeah, so are there we'll start off with some negatives first. Firstly, negatives to just getting it. Some people sell fake stuff. Monoatomic gold looks like this in a white form powder. There are some people saying that they're making it from actual gold. It's very unnecessary. They didn't make it from actual gold back in ancient Egypt, where this kind of you could say technology is rooted from. They didn't use real gold. They used the dead sea salt from the sea next to Egypt. Which is why people use dead sea salt to make monoatomic gold, because it has roots in ancient Kemet or ancient Egypt. Okay, so monoatomic gold can be a little bit expensive. Not that much expensive, to be honest. This isn't the original vial, but I would say you could fit two or three of these into what I purchased, which was about 20 to 25 pounds. So if you're not from the UK, just convert that into what you pay, and then that should be an estimate for you. But it can be a little bit expensive, but it's not like you're using a lot of it. So to say it's expensive, not really, because you're not. It's not like I'm not going to use that in a whole bottle today. Even that would last me like 3 to 4 uses, or 5 even, because I don't use a lot of it. Okay, you don't need to use a lot of it to get the benefits of it. So monoatomic gold is not that expensive, so that is kind of you can say a negative to it, because for the most part you're gonna need to buy them in bulk off people. You can, positive to it, make your own. I don't have a place to. I can direct you to a book, and that book will be Lucifer and Mammon, and it's Curtis Joseph's part in Lucifer and Mammon's Grimoire of Lucifer and Mammon, where he talks about making lux corporalis or monoatomic gold. I haven't tried making it myself, so I'm not going to say what it's like following that procedure, but the Curtis Joseph, so the author, does kind of claim that procedure came from Lucifer, who is the one that calls monoatomic gold lux corporalis, so living light. But yeah, so positives, you can make it yourself, which means you don't need to spend money on it. It's also extremely portable. Look at this, it's very portable. It's not like you need like a big sachet bag to carry it around. You can literally, you'll get a tub, you can get some vials, and like say if you've got a portable altar, for example, fill up one vial and then you're going on a trip. You're not going to need like your whole set of monatomic gold. You're not going to need kind of a lot of it. And the one negative that I've kind of mentioned, there are a lot of fake monatomic gold because it's a white powder. It's kind of, hello dog. It's a white powder, so it's obviously kind of easy to fake. You could sell, I don't know, cooking powder, flour, baking soda. There's a lot of different things you could sell as a white powder, and I probably shouldn't be flailing it around because people might think it's drugs and shit. But yeah, that's kind of a negative to it, you could say. But I wouldn't really call that negative. But yeah, I've read that some people are selling like fake stuff. So look for good sources. I used some guy on eBay. Forgot what he's called. But he's got like Egyptian symbols on his packaging. So if you find some Egyptian symbols of monatomic gold on their packaging, that might be the person that I'm getting it off. Yeah, monatomic gold is not that expensive. It can be faked, and you can make it yourself. So I do recommend it, because if you buy it off someone, you don't need to buy a lot of it. If you make it yourself, you've got a whole bunch of it, to be honest. So what are the kind of positive uses for monatomic gold? It makes your brain function better. I was going to try and think of some fancy words to use, but there isn't any. It makes your brain function better. Why? It's a conductor, okay? So when your synapses in your brain are sending electrical signals, the gold, the electromagnetic superconductor, allows it to conduct efficiently, quickly. It just allows your brain to send and receive signals quicker and quicker and more efficiently. Okay, so that's what I've found monatomic gold to be doing. Now this video is talking about consuming electromagnetic conductors. So before we get fully into the video, monatomic gold isn't the only electromagnetic conductor that you can consume. Okay, so from what I've read, using copper bottles releases trace amounts of copper into the water. Okay? Sorry, someone's tapping something somewhere. So I've been using this for, I don't know now, over a month, I don't know. So using copper bottles essentially like leaks trace amounts of copper into the water. Then when you consume it, it goes into your bloodstream. And from what I've read, it's because there's something to do with iron as well. But again, let's take that away. Copper is an electromagnetic conductor. So you are consuming another electromagnetic conductor. Okay? I'm not going to talk about benefits and negatives to copper. I'll talk about a few actually. You can get a copper bottle for pretty cheap. They last long. They don't break like glass bottles that I've had. I got glass bottles with like crystal in it, and it smashed, obviously because it's glass. Yeah, it's cheap and it is big. You can carry your water around. It transmutes the water from being, let's say you go buy bottled water or you're using tap water that's filtered or something. That bottled water has stale and stagnant energy. So when you change its vessel, so you could change the container that energy is housed in, you're essentially transmuting the stale and stagnant stasis energy into a flowing, vibrant, uplifting energy, especially when you put crystals in it. Okay, I've got clear quartz, sapphire, and amethyst. I just put those in because that's what wasn't on my desk and I kind of felt like picking up and putting into the water. But yeah, it's cheap, doesn't need a lot of money, and there's many benefits to your health just from consuming like trace amounts of copper through copper water or copper vessel or flask. Okay, all right. The last electromagnetic superconductor that you can consume that has benefits to you, again, Last one. Can you guess? I've talked about gold, I've talked about copper. It's silver. So, silver. Okay, so this is colloidal silver. Essentially, monoatomic silver. Colloidal silver, again, is an electromagnetic... No, silver is an electromagnetic conductor. So when you consume silver, it is going to help your brain function better, because it's going to help your whole body consuming these is going to help your whole body function better, in my opinion and in my experience. Okay, on the basis that your body can send and receive signals more efficiently. Okay, because these are superconductors. Okay, these are electromagnetic conductors. Every time your body wants to do an action, it's sending electric through you. Okay, so when you have conductors or superconductors, it's flowing efficiently. Okay, the energy transmutation is efficient. Okay, there are crazy benefits to consuming electromagnetic conductors. There is one, you could say, negative, but I'll talk about that at the end, because it's kind of a general negative for it. But colloidal silver is supposed to have antimicrobial properties, so antifungal properties. So it's good if you're getting ill. To be honest with you, if you're getting ill, or antiviral, it says on there. It says on there, antimicrobial, antifungal, antiviral. So if you're getting ill, colloidal silver. You could kind of use colloidal silver as a electromagnetic conductor for when you're kind of getting ill, and then the other two, the monoatomic gold, could be used for meditation and ritual purposes, and the copper could just be kind of generic. You could just consume it every day. You could kind of break it out like that, or you could add a little bit of each of them. So I'll add a little bit of each because I haven't done that today. I don't consume all of these, all three, all together every day. I have before. I don't because it's expensive. Colloidal silver and monoatomic gold, it can start racking up. So again, I don't use a lot of this. I'll try to show you. There we go. And it doesn't even look like there's any difference. See? Not a lot. Tiny bit. And then colloidal silver. And again, you don't need a lot of them. You just don't. You need the trace amounts of the electromagnetic conductors to do the job. Now, what is this going to do in a whole? What's the point? Other than the fact that it makes you function more efficiently, what is the overall point? Look at everyone else. Everyone around in your environment. Tell me, do you know someone personally, say you're still living in a city, do you know someone around you that consumes copper, monoatomic gold, or colloidal silver? No, I didn't think so. Majority of people do not consume these. Majority of people don't even know what the fuck monoatomic gold is, to be honest with you. Majority of people didn't even know you could get copper cups. Majority of people don't even know you can get colloidal silver. My family didn't know you could get colloidal silver. They definitely didn't know you can get monoatomic gold. They probably were aware you can get copper bottles. I'm just going to take a swig quick. But they definitely, not everyone consumes these minerals. Now what's this going to do? This is going to initiate, I'm not the only person that talks about this, by the way. Other people talk about this genetic evolution that's going on. And it's not going to initiate, that's kind of the wrong word. It's going to help progress a genetic evolution in the genetic code of the masses. Okay? So you need to understand epigenetics. Everything you're doing, everything you're consuming is altering your genetic code. Okay? This is why people don't want to get an RNA vaccine, because RNA can alter your genes. Okay? So when you consume things that not everyone's consuming, like gold, silver, and copper, superconductors, you're changing your genetic code to make your genetic line an energy conductive. It's going to make your genes like supercharged in a way, where we're going to be kind of, I'm not going to try and say this is how it's going to be, but there's going to be a genetic change in people based on actions they're taking, things they're consuming, environment they're in. You see it already, okay? If you're kind of aware and you look around, you see it already that certain people that like to eat a lot act like kind of pigs, you could say. Like, people act out what they consume. This is a fact. People act out what they consume because you're programmed by what you consume. So you act out your programming. Okay? But those are benefits to consuming electromagnetic superconductors. I did mention one kind of negative. Electromagnetic superconductors make you more conducive to energy. This means all types and all forms of energy. It just makes you more sensitive to electromagnetic frequencies, 5G, radio frequencies, radionics. It makes you a lot more sensitive to that. So if you could say, if you aren't really, you could put it in a way of putting up protection on yourself. For example, on a baseline level, like grounding yourself, staying in a positive mindset, some simple things like that. You could start to notice yourself drawing in negative kind of consequences to your actions in a way a lot more efficiently and quicker than if you wasn't consuming it at the same time. Again, it's an electromagnetic conductor. It doesn't care whether it's good or bad. It's going to conduct it. Okay? It's just going to conduct it. So you, the individual, needs to transmute that. Okay? That is kind of the only negative I found with it. Obviously, I don't consume a lot of them, so take that thing for a grain of salt. Other people that might consume a lot may find some more positives and negatives to it, but I don't find that many. I just think that it's going to be initiating a change within the genetic evolution of humankind. A change that hasn't been seen in a very long time, and a change that some people are not ready for. Majority of people are not ready for it, to be honest with you. I think I'm going to keep that there because I'm going to start talking about other stuff. Anyway, thank you for watching. This is my little video talking about consuming conductors, kind of their benefits for you, and my experience with them. Anyway, peace out. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you next time.